Hey everyone, my name's Kiki. I'm here with the Button Smashers with a game review on the game known as Trillion, God of Destruction. My overall opinion of Trillion, God of Destruction as it stands is fairly positive. The graphics are smooth and crisp, the story is simple, and the gameplay is straightforward. Being the only JRPG I have played with extensive cutscenes and a turn-based combat system, I enjoyed the time I spent in the game. I loved the wide variety of characters and the fun personalities that they all inhibited. The game board style combat was confusing and muddled, but it works towards the middle and the end of the game. With all that being said, Trillion, God of Destruction is entertaining for any active JRPG gamer, but may be put off to new upcoming JRPG gamers for reason I will discuss later. First and foremost, I need to talk about the number of characters and how well the game showcases them. In many games, having more than 4 characters at a time can get confusing and often will begin to blend together. However, with Trillion, the characters are diverse enough from one another and stay consistently diverse throughout. A prime example is a character named Ashmedia and a character named Propel. Ashmedia is a full-grown adult who is very confidently sexual in her nature. She wears her sexuality proudly and constantly flirts with you, the protagonist. The opposite of her is Propel, who is a younger girl with a childlike personality and is obsessed with candy. That diversity makes it easy to distinguish one from the other, and considering there are 6 girls total, this is an admirable trait. The story is straightforward and simple. An old god has awoken and plans on destroying the underworld and the heavens. The god's name is Trillion after being plagued with a trillion curses. These curses transpire into his health points. Your protagonist is the great overlord of the underworld, Zayabalos, and he tries to take out Trillion but is defeated and killed. Zayabalos is brought back by a girl with magical abilities brought on by an old grimoire. She promises to help him defeat Trillion at the price of claiming Zayabalos' soul at the end of the battle. Zayabalos agrees and calls upon his 6 demon lords to assist him. It is these 6 ladies who will be fighting Trillion. Although their personalities are diverse, unique, and representative of 6 of the 7 deadly sins, they show no major differences in the combat against Trillion. Each girl has the same selection of attacks with no differences. The only difference to each girl is their weapon of choice. However, each weapon has no particular advantage or disadvantage to the others. When selecting your girl to pursue Trillion, it really is aesthetics and personality alone that makes them special and different from one another. This is where I found a huge flaw in the game. The game acts on strategy and planning, however deciding the girl you want to battle serves no benefit to the player. Adding some special ability for each girl could serve beneficial to the player and serve more motive for selection rather than physical appeal alone. Personally, when I began the game, the reason behind the girl I chose was beauty alone. The biggest flaw I found with the game was the first chapter or your first round with Trillion. The game only provides certain tutorials if certain options are selected in the menu of the game. A prime example is the affection feature in the game, which allows you to increase your affections with a given lady via gifts. Without selecting the token feature in the menu, the tutorial doesn't prompt, and during my first playthrough of the game, I was completely blindsided as to how to get gifts or how to give them to my lady. The tutorial did eventually prompt on its own, but it wasn't until I was about to battle Trillion, and being that only 3 gifts are permitted in one day of the game, my character's affections was all but non-existent, and therefore her power level was significantly weaker than what it could have been. Not only that, if your affection points are high enough, you can call for a retreat in your character and save her life and be given extra time to play her, and level her up more. Because the game did not provide the player with the gift tutorial until so late in the game, not only did my preferred character die and become unplayable, but I had done little to no damage at my first round of Trillion. Overall, when it came to learning the basic mechanics of the game during my first playthrough, how affection points and leveling up attacks gave your character power, I mostly had to retreat to YouTube and watch other players play it to learn the game. I did begin a second save file, and when the tutorials did play when prompted, it made a lot more sense to me than my first time. Many of the confusions I had in the game could have been due to the fact that I had never played a JRPG before, other than Pokemon, but that shouldn't be at fault of the player. Each game, regardless of genre, should be accommodating to all types of gamers, and because of the severe disconnect from the tutorials of the game to the player, I have to docket some gameplay points. With that in mind, however, after I sought the help of YouTube and learned the basic concepts on how to play, I was able to find a comfortable rhythm in the game that made my time mostly enjoyable. I was able to level up my character's attacks, spend my XP points methodically, and gain the affection points that would inevitably give my character's attacks the biggest boost. This leads to the most rewarding part of the game, which is when you see your attacks gradually level up. When you see the damage you inflict on your enemies increase and become stronger, it provides a well-earned sense of accomplishment. For me anyway, it was the only thing that intrigued me to keep on playing. After my primary character fell to her death, I had little to no desire to continue playing. With the tutorial system and mess of explanations on combat damning her, I was happy to find something in the game I was able to grasp onto and want to improve on. This desire to make my character stronger ultimately kept my interest in the game. So my final thoughts are this. If you are an active JRPG gamer, then this very well could be a game that you thoroughly enjoy. The characters are colorful and diverse, and the cutscenes are entertaining and fun to sit through. The final boss is challenging, which gives an end to fight for and to achieve. The combat system is turn-based, as most JRPGs are, but it is unique in its board game style paths. The tutorials were a mess, but once fought through, and with the help of some YouTube videos, the game was easy and fun to enjoy. If you liked what you enjoyed today, be sure to go over to www.thebuttonsmashers.com for more game reviews, press releases, and other fun materials on video games and nerd culture. Or you can check us out on Facebook where you can get up to date on all of our newest articles and anything else we have going on. Again, my name's Kiki, and I'm signing out.